What's good with it, WTS fam? It's your boy WTS Sporty with another one. You know what it is when the smoke clears. I appear with another video. This one here, man. Things you'll see for the first time in your life. Come on, let's get into it.
Ugh, did you just feel chills run down your spine? Even though...
Is that somebody's hair, bro?
Oh,
Okay,
that's
that looks
not
like
your
grass.
hand brushing a gigantic nest of daddy long legs.
Hella
It
nasty,
still makes
bro.
you want to grab a flamethrower and burn everything to the ground. But this is just the tip of the weirdly unsettling iceberg. From monstrous human mouths to cute things gone...
Okay, hella gotta run that back, bro. I ain't never seen no nasty shit like that in my life.
and burn everything to the ground. But this is just the tip of the weirdly unsettling iceberg. From monstrous...
Whose auntie is that, bro? Look at all the motherfucking teeth, bro. Whoever mouth that is, bro, eat hella food good. Like quick burritos, bananas, apples, drilled in seconds. No
human
problem.
mouths to cute things gone horribly wrong. It's time to test just how strong your stomach really is. I
Facts, this shit is already grossing me out, bro.
challenge you to sit through all these oddly terrifying things that will definitely make you shudder. There's something lurking in your backyard that'll make your
Facts.
skin crawl.
I know it is. I can feel it.
And then it'll crawl over your skin. This is an amber snail that's been infected with a parasitic worm known as the green-banded broodsac. It incubates inside the snail, and when the larvae hatch, they invade the snail's eye stalks. This gives the stalks a revolting, pulsating appearance that's enough to make your own eyes itch. These puffed up, throbbing stalks now resemble caterpillars, which is all part of the parasite's plan. It then takes over the snail's mind and forces it to move into the open, attracting nearby hungry birds. Once the bird plucks the eyes of the poor zombified snail, the parasites start to reproduce inside the bird. When it eventually poops out the eggs, another...
So that's like a smart parasite or something, man. Sound like a smart parasite. I mean, because it seems like his whole plan is to find a host and reproduce. You know, it just seems like to me that's his whole little plot in life is to, you know, rehost and reproduce. It's crazy.
Another unlucky snail will lap up the egg-infested muck, and the parasite's shudder-worthy life cycle starts anew. However, it's not just brain-sucking parasites that can turn animals into zombies, as you can see from this brain-dead snake. Even though its head is completely lifeless, its body simply refuses to lay down and die. As if a deadly virus wasn't enough, it looks like we have scaly, slithering zombies to worry about as well. Fortunately...
Hey, is it me or is the head not mobile on that joint right there, man? So it looks like that head is dead. It's all blacked out and it looks dead. Like the head got gangrene and just froze up, locked off, and just severed away from the body. That body is moving by itself, man. That shit is moving without the head. That shit is sketch. Hey, I'm talking about sketchy. Sketchy. That shit's nasty looking, boy. Look at that shit. Watch.
This isn't the start of a new plague. Snakes are
What the fuck?
cold-blooded reptiles with slow metabolisms, meaning their muscles don't need much oxygen to stay alive. So if they're decapitated or lose function in their heads, the muscles in the rest of their scaly bodies can keep moving. And not just for a few seconds or minutes, but for hours afterwards. Before you shiver up so much that you freeze up entirely, why not stop your hands from shaking by directing them towards those like and subscribe buttons? I put out brand new
Facts.
content every day that'll shock and delight you in equal measure. Although I seem to have forgotten the delight bit in today's video. And
let's take this moment to do the same for this segment. If you fucking with that WTS Sporty, why don't you go ahead and subscribe now? Click the like and the notification bell so you know when I drop more content like this. You know what's gonna go down when the smoke's cleared? Come on now. You know what it is. WTS gang, let's get it.
that, let's dive back into the wretched world of the oddly
That's
terrifying.
fucking gross, bro.
Snakes.
Man, I wanna, man. If you fucking with this, man, drop a grasshopper in the comments. and a rattlesnake. Whatever animal you're not afraid to carry or have in your hand, you know what I'm saying? Drop that emoji in the comments, man. Let me see what you're not afraid of, man. You know, let me see what you're not afraid of. Drop that in the comments. Find the emoji in your phone or on your computer and drop it in the comments. The animal, the freakish reptilian animal, or what kind of little weird freaky animal you're not afraid of, find the emoji, drop it in the comments.
Aren't the only animals that can play dead. To endure brutally cold winters, alligators have developed one hell of a survival technique.
Damn.
As ice begins to form along swamps and lakes, they allow themselves to freeze in place underwater. To keep breathing, they poke the tips of their snouts through the ice, like eerie little tombstones with...
Wow. Damn, I didn't know that, man. So they kind of stick their little straw up out the slush, man. Allow their body to freeze. They ice cube themselves and stick their snout right up out the ice so that they can breathe, man. That's some crazy ass shit. I never ever knew that. I don't think anybody knew that. I mean, if you're watching this, if you knew that, I don't know what to say, man. Me, I just found out just now. I don't watch these videos, you know what I'm saying? I don't watch them. I'll find a good topic, a trending topic, you know what I'm saying? Have the video, react off the video. Everything I do is live. I mean, let's be honest, I will scream maybe like the first 5 seconds. But then going this deep into this shit, man, I had no clue I was going to learn that alligators stick their nose out the ice cap and allow their bodies to be frozen during this part of the wintertime so that they can stay alive, man. That's some trippy ass shit.
Teeth. During this
Damn.
time, they slip into a process called brumation, a reptilian equivalent of hibernation, which drastically slows down their metabolism to conserve precious energy. Even though they're practically dead in the water, I wouldn't risk skating out on those waters, unless you want to become a possible new addition to this gruesome graveyard.
Wow.
But if you did fall in, would you be brave enough to take this person's hand? Or would you rather become alligator chow?
No, I'm taking the hand, bro.
I choose the chow. Because the noise these bugs make is enough to curdle anyone's blood.
Those fucking look nasty. That's fucking bro. There you go. It's fucking nasty, bro.
These large, crackling carapaces belong to Australia.
I mean, that shit look like it bite off the dribble. Look at the tail on that joint, B. That shit look like it bite. Look at that shit. Look at the tail come up, got a little scorpion in him. Little scorpion. That motherfucker look like it bite.
Giant spiny stick insect. But that hand clearly belongs to a complete sadist. The bugs only measure in at a maximum of 5.5 inches long, but the fact that you can hear them moving makes them seem so much bigger. When it comes to bugs, the title of creepiest crawler
Some of y'all got that in y'all house.
Cicadas, not just because of their bulging eyes or the fact that they're about the size of a human thumb, but because of the way they molt. The eggs of this species hatch into nymphs.
The fuck? So this is this little nesting formation.
Which spend an incredible 17 years developing underground before emerging onto the surface. It's at this point that they molt out of their baby exoskeletons, bursting forth to reveal the real horror show hidden beneath. It's hard to tell if that's really a bug or an alien shrimp monster that feeds a...
Facts. Throwing some sugar water. Buffalo look like you want sugar water, man. Look like that shit from Fly, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a dated ass movie, but that movie, look at that shit. If you watch that movie and look at this shit, you would think the same thing of me. You think the same thing that I just said, man. Fly.
The dreams of the innocent. Although if it is a dream feasting alien, it'll be going hungry because I don't think I'm ever sleeping again. However, when it comes to the crowning king of monstrous molts, there's only one 8-legged abomination which can come out on top. Arachnophobes, avert your eyes now, because this is the leftover exoskeleton of a molted tarantula. Those ominous hollows are the spaces its legs and body once occupied, before it outgrew this scary skin. Depending on their age, tarantulas will molt from every few months to once a year. During the grisly process, they contract their abdomens, pushing fluid into their upper body. This buildup of pressure cracks the exoskeleton, allowing the spider to essentially pop its top off and writhe out. Ugh.
Man, I know it's a gang of people. I know it's a gang of human beings that'll love to do that. Pop their exoskeleton, pop their skeleton, man, and jump off into a new body. You know what I'm saying? If human beings can do that shit, man, people that have perfect bodies, they'll just go to a doctor and get that spider deal. You know what I'm saying? Get that spider deal, man. Jump out that old body and jump into a new one just like that, like a spider do. That shit is crazy.
Just watching this makes me feel itchy. Even if you don't find insects all that scary, you'll probably agree that giant invasive hornets' nests like this are unsettling sights. However, it wasn't just the size of this one discovered back in 2014 that made it the definition of nightmare fuel. Hornets had built this nest around an old wooden statue that had been left in an abandoned shed.
Okay.
The rotting wood was fused with the hive, making it look like the nest had been brought.
I was gonna call that a hoax. Straight up Caparino, bro. That shit would have been straight lead. So I know no damn hornets did no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna straight up call that some old folklore. That old folklore. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't real, bro. But yeah, that shit is hard.
To life, stuck in a state of constant screaming agony. Well, you would be too if your disembodied torso were crawling with hundreds of hornets. However, there are worse fates that can befall rotting wood, like a fungal infection that devours trees from the inside out.
Wow.
This disease, horribly known as heart rot, creates decay in the center of the tree trunks, slowly consuming them from their central rings outwards. But if rainwater gathers in the center, then cutting the tree can turn into a nasty brown water sport. It may look like nature's own Coca-Cola, but it doesn't smell so sweet. After rotting and festering for years, sometimes even decades, the stench it lets off has been likened to diarrhea, sour milk, and
that is gross, bro.
even long-dead corpses. Or if you're American, just another Tuesday at Taco Bell.
Wow.
Up next, let's take a look at an African lake with a spine-chilling secret. All around Lake Natron in North Tanzania, calcified carcasses of perfectly preserved animals linger among the shores. Some of them are so perfectly poised, they look like they've been carved out of stone. But these rock-hard husks met a less than artful end. You see, the waters of Lake Natron are filled to the brim with a chemical salt called natron, hence its name. This makes the waters so strongly alkaline that they can strip ink off objects in a matter of seconds. While some animals have adapted to the lake's harsh environment, other hapless visitors aren't so lucky. If they fall in, their skin and feathers become coated with salt, which calcifies as they dry, effectively preserving them alive. No wonder their faces look so petrified. And after seeing that, you might think this baby alpaca, also known as a cria, has suffered a similarly stony fate. Far from being a cute, fluffy bundle of joy, this thing looks like it's been left in an oven overnight. But you'll be glad and completely horrified to learn that this is how newborn crias enter the world. Their crispy, dehydrated appearance is down to their fur being compacted by the amniotic slime from the mother's womb. And after a few hours, the cria dries out to reveal a glorious all-over afro. Though it looks a little
come through popping on fluff.
Messy. I'll take curly fur over that extra crispy-looking coat any day. However, that's not the worst thing to ever come out of a womb. In this eerie animation, you can see how sections of a human fetus's face gradually grow and fit into place in the 3 months after conception. The moving plates of tissue all eventually fuse together at the ventrum.
Bro, we all look like this, bro. This is how I got to all that. I had to go through all that to get to all this. Damn. They say pain is beauty, boy. Beauty is pain. No shit.
Which is the section just above your top lip. While some people call this a miracle, watching this weird flesh.
No wonder babies is crying. You know what I'm saying? Face still soft, man. Our faces are still soft, bro. After going through all this, we crying all day. Crying as soon as we pop out the womb. Because look what our faces went through, man, early on.
patchy ballet of plates and tissues fusing together so quickly gives me the heebie-jeebies. Not to mention, there are stages of its development where it doesn't look like a human at all. Like here, where it looks like someone punched a hole in an ugly potato. Or here, when those soon-to-be nostrils look like eyes staring blankly into the depths of your soul. Although it is nice to know that even the most beautiful people on the planet once had faces that'd make you want to scream. On the topic of botched surgeries, this young girl looks like she's been the victim of some serious medical malpractice. However, her bizarre backwards-facing limb is an entirely intentional result. She's undergone a rotationplasty, which is used when a young child needs a section of their leg removed due to bone cancer. Instead of leaving them with a stump, doctors rotate the intact foot and reattach it to the thigh. Although this procedure looks like it was cooked up in Frankenstein's lab, this backwards ankle joint actually starts to function as a knee joint. The nerves in the foot keep providing information to the brain, allowing a better degree of balance with the aid of a specialized prosthesis. Not only that, but the oddly placed foot must help them pull off the most incredible pranks on the planet. Could you imagine how terrified someone would be if you chased after them like this? I bet some rotationplasty patients can put their uber cool.
I didn't know I was going to take that one in today. Huh.
Limp to great use on Halloween. But if you thought the way that foot could bend was a little freaky, what do you think of this?
Damn. Whoa. Whoa.
Has this hand been possessed by a demon? Ugh. Although it looks like some internal force is snapping back all the bones in his hand, the reality is a little less unsettling. It's likely this guy has some form of hypermobility syndrome. This is where the connective tissues that form ligaments and tendons connecting your muscles to your bone are more elastic than normal. This means they can painlessly overextend certain joints, like those in their hands, arms, and legs. Somehow, this was less scary when there were demons to blame. It's not just humans that have menacing mitts. Cats' furry little paws may be embellished by their adorable pink toe beans, but a quick look between them will reveal something like these webbed horrors.
Ew.
All cat digits are, at least, partially connected to one another by stretches of skin, providing them with these unnervingly fleshy flaps. They're so flat and wide that they look like they could serve as suction cups, which would certainly explain how they manage frightening feats like this. However, they have a less worrisome purpose. Before they became domesticated little furballs, these once fierce felines used their skin flaps to help them swim, propelling them round like leathery paddles. Today, they're a fraction of the size they once were, although some long-digited hairless sphinx cats continue to sport them in horrifying full form, as if looking at a shaved scrotum wasn't bad enough. Speaking of freaky felines, did you know that Hollywood actor Ron Perlman was in the gut-wrenchingly bad Cats movie? Wait, he wasn't? Then how do you explain this abomination? With a strong jaw and small eyes, that fur-covered face looks alarmingly human. While it's easy to think that Mr. Perlman had taken a fancy to this kitten's mother, the cat's breeder offers a less romantic explanation. Tatiana Rastrigueva, a felinologist, selectively breeds Maine Coons, one of the largest breeds of domesticated cat, that have distinctive humanoid features. These freaky little faces look more human than Andrew Lloyd Webber could ever dream. If they're lucky, maybe Andrew will cast them in his next film, under the name Ron Perlman.
I actually like somebody's grandpa, bro. Damn. I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Is there anything worse than ripping up dirty, smelly hair out of a clogged drain? You may not be so appalled, but just be thankful you're not this guy.
Oh shit, he's grabbing it with his hands.
He spends a whole stomach-churning minute hauling mounds and mounds of what looks like hair out of a huge clogged drain. And he's not even wearing gloves. Thankfully, he's getting paid to do this, because he's a member of Drain Pro Australia. They're a specialist sewer cleaning company, which have...
I can just smell it. It's just gross right now. My mind is playing so many tricks on my brain right now. My mind is playing so many tricks on me right now that I said my mind is playing tricks on my brain. That's how bad this is. I'm playing tricks on myself. But my mind is playing into this video so hard that I can actually smell it. There's a stench coming in through just the imagination of my mind. It's created a stench from what we're looking at.
Boasted the exploits of their diligent workers, removing endless hair-like plant roots from local sewage systems.
Who girl is
If you
that,
ask
man?
me, they look way too happy
You know
about
what I'm saying? Who
I'm
girl
not
is
sure
that?
what's more
She be ashamed
unnerving,
of
the size
herself.
of those roots or the size of their grins. Speaking of roots, did you know that humans are born with every tooth they'll ever have? But we all know babies are born as gummy little things, so where are all these teeth hiding? Unlucky for you, I have this horrifying cross-section of a child's skull, which shows exactly where all your teeth, and now all your nightmares, come from. As children, we only have 20 teeny tiny baby teeth, but as our jaws and mouths get bigger and wider, these come loose to make room for 32 much larger adult teeth. As you can see, our adult teeth are crammed tightly into our itty-bitty jaws, lurking beneath the gums, waiting for their time to rise.
That's
When our
why
teeth
babies
do
always
emerge,
cry.
they're not
That's why they
always
teeth.
perfect pearly whites,
so
as
many
you can
teeth.
see in this skin-crawling image. Sadly, this child has a case of mulberry molars, a tooth bud abnormality associated with congenital syphilis. It occurs when pregnant women transfer the bacterial disease to their babies. And when that poor kid reaches 5 or 6 years old, their adult teeth will start to emerge with small, horrifying bumps like those of a mulberry fruit. I can't imagine this kid is going to be a favorite at the tooth fairy.
No.
However, there's
fucked up.
one dental abnormality the tooth fairy loves that sends chills down the spine of everyone else. It's called hyperdontia, a condition that causes too many
Hyperdontia, duh.
teeth to grow in a person's mouth. In some less severe and gut-churning cases,
bro.
it's just 1 or 2 extra supernumerary teeth that worm their way out of the gums. But in others, an uncomfortable-looking number of teeth can spread out in every direction. Do you find this unsettling? If you do, I have bad news. Because some online sadists have taken the condition one terrifying step further by photoshopping an ungodly number of teeth into these mouths. I've never been more thankful to learn that an image is fake. Although, the thought of running your tongue over these teeth is enough to raise some
Like
very
driving
real
over
goosebumps.
those big rock roads, man. Driving on
Now,
the rock
as
road.
terrible as teeth can be, there's another, even more terrifying dental distortion that'll really make you choke. You're looking at a rare case of the intraoral presence of hair, a medical complication that causes hair to grow inside someone's mouth. This hair-raising phenomenon can sometimes occur after reconstructive surgery, where skin
Could you imagine that? Going to the barber and just getting the C's straight line up, and then telling the barber, hey man, line up my mouth too on the inside. Could you imagine that shit is straight up nasty, dog?
grafts that contain hair follicles have been used to patch up injuries in the mouth and throat. If the hair continues to grow, it can cause difficulty swallowing and speaking, as well as some very understandable psychological distress from coughing up hairballs. I do not envy the therapist that has to treat and clean up after these guys. When it comes to the realms of body horror, almost nothing can compete with what extreme cyclists bring to the table. These are the cursed-looking legs of Powell
Like kangaroo
Poljanski,
legs.
photographed after
Them
he
kangaroo
finished
legs.
the 16th stage of the 2017 Tour de France. Because his muscles have been demanding copious amounts of oxygenated blood, his veins dilated to help more blood flow through them. This means his legs would have had just about 9 gallons of blood flowing through them every minute, turning his veins into pulsing spiderwebs of fluid. With that much blood flowing so quickly, do you think you could feel it coursing under his skin?
Hell
And
yeah.
Is anyone else horribly aware of their own veins right now?
Slurpee straws.
So, we've established that the human body is full of surprises, although none of them are quite as shocking as this. At first glance, these disturbing
That shit
digits
look
look
like
more
two
like
hands.
fingers than they do toes, and they're so long they can even lock each other. They belong to a mysterious Taiwanese student who claims she's just 4 foot 11 inches tall. This means her toes, the longest of which measures 2 inches, are oddly out of proportion to the rest of her body. In
Hell
fact,
yeah.
they're almost the same length as her fingers. As strange as they look, I bet she's found some good uses for all that extra grip.
Yeah, I
Like
bet.
climbing trees, picking up something she's
Yeah, I bet.
dropped, and even making a socially distanced handshake. Though I wouldn't want to be the one on the receiving end of those terrifying
Facts.
toes.
Facts.
However, long toes aren't the most stomach-turning thing that can be found on the human foot, as displayed by design duo Mathieu Focales. The freaky fashion aficionados designed these boots as a reimagined bone structure of the human foot.
She got
so
a
this
bone
alternative
implanted in the
footwear
back of her shit, B? Are you kidding me? Bro, look at that shit. Oh, man. That's like a meat shoe. That man got a meat shoe, bro. That is a meat shoe. A shoe made of feet meat. That shit is nasty. You nasty. You nasty for that. That's nasty. Some of y'all are date her, huh? You a dater, huh? Look at that. That's what you got to deal with, them feet right there. Her heel is a bone, bro. That is something to stop and stare at, bro. And then walk fast away from, boy, I tell you, man. Woo!
It's a truly insidious mix of individual toes, fleshy heels, and skin-like horns. While the design is, for lack of a better word...
What? That is so... Man, look. Man, yeah, alright, check this out. Yeah, alright, I'm boning out. You feel me? I'm boning out. Yeah, alright, look at that. Shit, alright, I'm boning out. That shit is sketchy, nasty, boy. Look at that. Let's keep going.
Insane. So is the price at a staggering $10,000 per pair.
Feet.
But after looking at these fleshy monstrosities, you might want to spend that money on therapy instead.
Oh, shit.
And speaking of therapy, you're probably going to need some after seeing what this girl can do to her throat. With just 2 feet.
Yo. Oh, man. Yo. She could move her throat, bro. Yo. I'm gonna keep it clean, bro. I'm gonna keep going.
She can stretch out her windpipe to some kind of hellish slinky. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to cause her any pain, although it really hurts to watch. All joking aside, it's possible that this gag-worthy display is a symptom of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This would mean that the cartilage in her trachea and larynx has increased elasticity. Although I'm no doctor, this diagnosis would certainly explain how she's able to push it left and right like it's doing the cha-cha slide. But she's not the only woman with throat problems. In fact, this girl quite literally had a frog in her throat. By flexing her neck muscles, she created a perfectly shaped cavity for her froggy friend to nestle into. Which would have been cute if it didn't look like she had some gangrenous opened wound in her windpipe. Although I'm not sure what was more terrifying, the frog making itself at home or the thought that she might cough and catapult it into the camera.
Both.
Plenty of seemingly innocent animals are capable of going from cute to nope in a matter of seconds. You might not think it, but hamsters, yeah, those adorable little fuzzballs, are just one yawn.
The hell is that? Look at John right there, boy. That motherfucker got a whole ass split. That's a whole ass hamster with a whole ass split personality. God dog, boy. Look at that. And then flip this lizard. Look at that shit. Like a cartoon character, don't it? A little fuzzy cartoon character, don't it? What the hell going on? What you got going on there, hamster?
Away from becoming terrifying monsters.
Really?
They can open their big pocketed mouths so wide, they look like they're in imminent danger of turning themselves inside out. While it may seem like they're about to transform into a tiny portal to hell, yawning is actually a sign that hamsters are feeling comfortable and relaxed. Well, I'm glad one of us is.
Wow. They get
Have you ever looked at something and wished you could immediately...
Hey, they get ugly when they comfy. You know what I'm saying?
Hit an unsee button? Well, that's what most people wish they could do when they see this image of a barn owl without its feathers.
Ugh.
That's right. Underneath the layers of fluffy plumage, their wide, pointed heads and razor-thin wings make them look more like
feathers,
freaky
man.
relatives of Dobby from Harry Potter than a bird.
Facts.
But this
Facts.
freaky physiology isn't just limited to barn owls. Beneath the imposing feathered features of the great gray owl, you can see from that outline that their real bodies make up a freakishly small fraction of their size.
Wow.
Oh my god. Someone please hit a Control-Alt-Unsee.
Right.
At this point, I bet you want to go out and wash your hands just to feel
Facts.
clean again. And
Facts.
you'll realize what a smart idea that is once you've feasted your eyes on this horrifying petri dish. You're looking at the growth of nasty little microbes which were covering the hand of an 8-year-old after playing outdoors. After taking a handprint, these microbes were given several days to cultivate. And boy, did they grow. Fungi, yeast, germs, and all kinds of bacteria bloomed into one disgusting display, like an expose of what's hiding in the crevices of your skin. It's a great reminder to wash your hands regularly, or at the very least, to not go anywhere near those filthy 8-year-olds. Whoa, you made it to the end.
Wow.
You must have nerves of steel. But which one of these really
Crazy.
made you want to stop watching and burn your computer? Let me know in the comments.
When the smoke clears, you know what it is. Man, I'll be popping out of nowhere with it. WTS gang, tell me how you feel. Drop your comments down below. But before you leave, subscribe to this channel. Come on, man. New station, new channel, new inspiration, new things to channel. Click the thumbs up and the notification bell so you know when I drop new content, man. Let's go. Or if you're not subscribing, let me know if I'm doing something wrong. Is my microphone too loud? My topic's not good enough? If there's something that you want me to do a reaction on, anything like that, let me know. Help me be the best channel that I can be by just interacting with me, letting me know what's going on, because I really don't know. If y'all don't talk to me, I don't really know if I'm doing a good job, a bad job. I just know catch up with these cold ass videos and just get on their motherfucking head. But for now, I'm way too spotty, and I'm out, WTS gang. Peace.